It's the Western Conference on display, featuring the Memphis Grizzlies. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Happy to have you along for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. The Pelicans hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. This is a tough team planning on the postseason, sitting in the 7th spot in the West.
Well, this should be fun, Kevin. They see this team a lot. They know them very well. They're going to play them 4 times during the regular season, and they split the first 2. So these two clubs seem to be very evenly matched, and I think this game is an important one in terms of confidence for both teams.
Yeah, I know they've been salivating getting ready for this one. I mean, it becomes a pretty good chess match at this point. You've seen each other a few times. You know each other's tendencies, and the coaches really come into play here. Execution and game planning very much on display.
Look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front. Conley and Lee, they're the backcourt. And it's Allen in at the 3, the small forward. Now here is Holiday. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston.
Mike Conley, I think, is underrated, and I think a franchise player at the point guard position. People talk about his offensive game, but don't overlook his impact defensively. Quickness, pressuring the ball, really guards the full length of the court as well.
Now here is Holiday after the Marc Gasol miss. Here's Big Daddy. He had 15 points last out. A free run to the hoop and some thunder on the finish.
Not exactly the way the D would have drawn that one up.
And when you got the space, you might as well throw it down. That's what I always used to do.
And so the New Orleans Pelicans get the first points of the ball game. Conley, the pass to Lee. Gasol inside. 38 points for him last game against the Lakers.
3 misses to start the game. Still trying to break the seal on that hoop.
Ramos the pass to Davis. Here's Evans. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. Evans has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Grizzlies have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Lee with the ball. Averaging 10 points per contest. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Conley into the lane. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he preferred to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
And now you look at the top rookie rebounders in the season's second half. Look at Big Daddy. No doubt one of the most efficient rebounders in the game.
You know, he's looked less and less like a rookie since the break, and that's really reflected in his rebounding numbers.
You know, in terms of the physical aspect of the NBA, guys, that's where rookies can have the hardest time adjusting typically. But that adjustment period for him was a quick one.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. No good there off the double clutch. Well, it was the Memphis Grizzlies winning their last game against Los Angeles.
And what they did well in that game, Kevin, was attack the rim. They got to the free throw line, and they converted once they got there.
Yeah, it was hard-nosed basketball and fundamental basketball at the same time. Physical and aggressive, that's a recipe for success. You know, the Grizzlies are the kind of team that perhaps fans around the league can overlook or undervalue or even forget about at times, but they're always going to be there because they're tough, they're physical, and they're talented.
Now here's Lee, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
Here's Big Daddy. Hits the jump hook. Big Daddy's got his second bucket of the night. Well, guys, as you were talking about, Memphis not a big budget franchise or one with a history that runs so deep that often fans overlook them.
That may be true, but it's given the Grizzlies a very underdog attitude that I think the franchise and the team and the fans have embraced.
Holiday with it. Conley picks him up. Now here is Holiday. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go with a 3. The offensive rebound, Davis. Here's Ramos. And finally they hit one. Big Daddy's got 6.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. Some changes here. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Gordon is the 2 with Evans playing small forward. Big Daddy is out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Holiday in at the point guard. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Here's Gasol. Tries again. That's it, and the Pelican lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Conley.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Well, you know, for teams in the NBA nowadays, it's all about getting bang for your buck. I mean, Mike Conley out of Ohio State, one of the great value contracts in the league, and with all the analytics and general managers looking for value, Memphis happy to have an all-star caliber player like him still locked up through 2016.
Pelicans leading by 4. Outside Holiday. Here's Ramos. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And you have to give Mike Conley, Steve, an awful lot of credit for the emergence of the Grizzlies. I think is a factor in the Western Conference.
Kevin, I think he's one of the best point guards in the league. Probably doesn't get enough credit, but his progression as a player at both ends, year after year, he just seems to get better, and he provides that poise and leadership that his club needs. Well, I'm not necessarily a big fan of him shooting that shot, but they did give him the space.
Holiday dishes to Gordon. Evans kicks to Gordon. Second chance shot, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Look at New Orleans. Right now, if the playoffs started, they would have the 7th seed. And, of course, Memphis sitting directly below him, just 1 spot down.
I think for the Pelicans, you know, they've really battled this year to avoid the same fate they suffered last season when things got pretty ugly.
Well, you always want to turn things around after a bad year. And I think that's what this club has done. I mean, they're not the most talented team in the league, but they've I think, performed admirably, and they've probably done exactly what they hoped to do when the season started.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, Courtney Lee, acquired by the Grizzlies last season in a trade with the Celtics. And his teammate Mike Conley has put it, Courtney was a huge, huge piece. People overlook him, but it's key that he's able to stretch the court for us. It gives Zach and Mark more space, and he can definitely lock up defensively. Kevin?
He's been a great fit as a two-way player on the perimeter, too, Doris. Thanks. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. Left side, Gasol. Left side, Gasol. Conley into the lane. Rejected by Ramos. They retain possession. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Well, you like it when a guy goes hard to the boards, but you have to be smart. He went right over his back on that one. Not a good play.
I think he was just over-anxious that time.
Holiday, the pass to Ramos. Feeds to Davis. Holiday against Conley. Just 5 to shoot. Now the pass to Ramos. Takes the turnaround J. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Holiday against Conley. Prince dishes to Gasol. Connects on the 9-footer. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, they are having their way in the paint right now. So many looks right at the rim.
Defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's helped them get the ball in close time after time, Steve.
Here's Big Daddy, defended by Gasol. Here's Ramos. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Gasol. Conley kicks to Gasol. Left side, Randolph. Gasol, a screen on Gordon. Gasol's in the post. He's covered by Ramos, and they'll keep possession. The finish rips down the breakaway slam.
That's a nice finish for the big fella there. I mean, he used his length very well under to the basket.
There may be more athletic players around the league, but, Steve, not many bigger ones.
And I'll tell you what, Kevin, I'd like to see him even take advantage of that size more often on the offensive end and be more aggressive.
Outside Conley. Excellent D there from Holiday.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
And a tight game here as we end the first half. Pelicans lead by 4. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
All right, guys. I want to go over some things before we get back out there.
The third quarter now beginning. Pull away in the last half of the game. Look at Big Daddy. What a contribution.
Yeah, he's been a revelation here tonight, Clark, scoring almost at will there in the half.
Hard to imagine he'll keep it up for the next 2 quarters, but you never know.
So on the floor for Memphis, Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front. Conley and Lee, they're the backcourt. And it's Allen in at the 3 slot. Lee against Gordon. That's in, and the Pelican lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Lee. New Orleans has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And Holiday, here we go. It's stolen by Allen. Lee outside. Conley against Evans. Lee kicks to Conley. Shot clock at 6. Back to Lee for the lead. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 3 assists in the game.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Holiday, the pass to Ramos. Here's the dish to Davis. Stolen by Randolph. Lee goes in.
Look at the big man there. He knows how to go up and get that rebound.
Last game in New Orleans, they picked up the win against the Boston Celtics.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
Holiday against Conley. And Davis sends it back. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break, pushing it up. And then Gordon with the dunk.
What a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
Here's Conley. Again, Conley missing.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, Kevin, Memphis coach Dave Yeager paid dues for years coaching in the minor leagues. But he did more than coach. He was the GM, ticket vendor, business manager, and halftime act. He said he loved the passion and spirit of that work. But there were also tough times. Guys, those struggles helped prepare him for where he is today.
A long road, but he's here now. Thanks, Doris. That's it, and the Pelican lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Zach Randolph. So both teams changing it up here.
Taking a look at the numbers since the All-Star break.
Here's Rivers, right now averaging 7 points a game. Passes to Selmans. Pass to Evans. 2 on the clock. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
A nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
And while we can now, let's take a look at today's farm assist of the game.
Well, tremendous point guard play, but that's nothing new coming from him. This is what you expect, the gorgeous feed there.
Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. Evans and Davis are your small and power forwards. Salmon's out.